Hi there, I'm Mike, and in this video, we're going to be going over creating effective product pages and descriptions to increase your conversion. So, you put some color and pizzazz in your store and on your products, but what about the products themselves? Showmanship can only take you so far, but if it's not helped by the actual product info in your page, people simply aren't going to stick around. You may be wondering why all the focus on the product pages. The product page is the most important page when it comes to conversion. Everything we do in this series is designed to get visitors to see this page. The product page shows them photos, it lets visitors see the shipping options, details, and info, but most importantly, it's where the add to cart button is. And it's really hard to make sales without that. You may think there isn't much to it at first, that you just need a name, price, and maybe some sort of description, and you're done, right? Well, that's a good start, but definitely not a good stop. So let's look at some key things that you need to do to get the most out of your product listings. First, let's start with your product photos. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. It's cheesy, but it's true. This is arguably the most important part of your listing. You cannot have any amount of text on your product that would make up for no photos or bad photos. You need to make sure that your photos are enticing, well lit, and framed to draw in the eye. Also, have a few showing the products being used or interacted with. Make sure you use high resolution photos that still look good when zoomed in. Most cameras on phones take great high quality photos already. We'll have some articles listed about getting great photos, but going into that really deserves a series all on its own. If you don't feel like you have the skill and don't have the time to learn or practice, you can always hire a professional photographer. I know that seems like a lot, but consider how important I just explained photos are to your product page. Next, we have pricing. Pricing can be a touchy subject. The best product photos in the world won't entice anyone to spend too much money if they don't see the value in it. But you also don't want to undervalue yourself or your store and price things too low. We do have some fun and interesting ways to play with the pricing on Ecwid. You can have set prices, sale prices, bulk discount prices. You can even do a pay what you want price with a minimum price level if you want to have a more donation kind of thing. Don't be afraid to experiment, but also don't get comfortable with your current prices. You gotta change tactics when necessary and find what really works for your store. And lastly, we have product descriptions. While not as important as product photos and pricing are, they're still a necessary component of your product page. We've talked a little bit about them, but I wanted to bring them up again so that we could talk about what actually goes in them. They should describe the product. You don't have to be an award-winning author to write a good description, but you do want to give information that customers want to know. You need to tell them why they need it. List any important and useful information such as sizes, dimensions, or materials used in the product. Keep the information structured and keep your visitors and potential customers in mind while you're writing. Don't just write things that make sense to you. Get feedback on it to make sure that what you've written makes sense to other people. You can also consider changing the font type, color, and size to make what you wrote more visually appealing. You can even use bullet points to easily list off the benefits of your product. Something else you should have on your product page is an also viewed or bought with section. I know I said lastly about the product descriptions, but consider this a bonus. Having a section showing potential customers items that other people have bought with that product, or suggesting other similar products they may like or even need, increases the likelihood that they will buy something. If someone clicks on a shirt, have it suggest a different shirt to go with it. Have it suggest pants, shoes, a whole outfit. You could have just suggested to them the very thing they were looking for. You also don't want to sell someone half an experience. Have you ever gotten a camera without a memory card? I can speak from experience. Getting a remote control car for your 8th birthday can be cool, but it's only cool if you get the batteries too. It's a good idea to show potential customers things they will need to go with what you're selling them. Don't disappoint 8-year-old Mike. Not again. If you don't want to put this on the product page, you can always move it to the cart page. How you do this is entirely up to you. And for an extra, even more bonus thing that you can do, add a review section to your products. Letting customers who have purchased items review them makes it easier and more likely for more people to decide to buy them in the future. It's one thing when someone recommends that you buy something they're selling, but it's even better when someone who isn't associated with you recommends it too. It lends to your trustworthiness. So let's do a quick recap. Pictures are the most important. Great product photos are key. Hire a professional if you need to. Make sure you price your products competitively, but not too low. Play around with pricing and pricing structures to find what works best for you. Write a good product description that lets customers know enough about the product, but don't make it too wordy. Be sure to have a spot for recommended and relevant products to help with conversion. And finally, have a spot for customers to leave reviews for the product. If you need help with any of these suggestions, there will be articles that you can check out in the information section.